gotta look at the camera.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to Underrated Cinema, the best movies you've never seen. And for our very first video, we chose Mystery Men. It was a famous favorite of ours from our childhood. Parents let us watch it. Maybe you shouldn't have at that age, but still, fantastic movie. Tons of great one-liners, very quotable, and just overall a lot of fun.
It's definitely one of our favorites, and it does a lot to talk against some of the tropes that are still common in superhero movies today.
So this was made in 1999 by the director Kinnear. So we open of an aerial view of the city. And do we ever catch what the actual city is named?
It's called Champion City.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's Champion City. So yeah, very, very cookie cutter, very comic booky already, and it's very dark. It's very much like Tim Burton's Gotham, and so you're going into the city and you zero in on a nursing home, and it is the coolest nursing home I've ever seen.
They have a guy hooked up to electrodes,
electrodes,
yeah, and it basically it's like a bar scene, but it's all for retired people. And so at one point you see the bar, and behind the bar, instead of alcohol and stuff like that, it's just a whole bunch of prescription pills and like things that they would need, and so they're all there partying, and it gets crashed by an evil group called the Red Eyes.
The Red Eyes.
We're the Red Eyes, so everybody freeze!
They have little goggles on their eyes, and they're all like red.
I still feel like their arch nemesis should just be the dry eyes guy.
Red, dry, itchy, gritty, irritated, burning eyes.
Yeah.
With clear eyes. Yes.
That'd be great.
That should be their arch nemesis.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're gonna be Red Eyes.
Yeah.
And then in comes our main characters, which is it starts out as these three kind of misfit heroes. Essentially, they're kind of normal people that really want to be superheroes, and they've taken one thing they're really good at and used it as their superpower.
Yeah, they're highly specific. We have Mr. Furious, and then the Shoveler,
yep,
and the Blue Raja. Yeah, so the Shoveler, obviously, he shovels well. He shovels very well. And Mr. Furious is a ticking time bomb of fury. His power is he's powered by his limitless rage.
Yes.
And then Blue Raja is a little bit more confusing. He's a little harder to get a grasp on, but he throws cutlery, but not knives.
Not knives.
No knives.
Mostly
spoons, forks,
spoons.
pie servers, stuff like that.
Well, I'm the Blue Raja. I'm not stab man. I'm not knifey boy. I'm the Blue Raja.
They come barging in on the Red Eyes, and they pretty much are getting their butts kicked before our next character comes in. Captain Amazing!
Who is Captain Amazing?
Is the resident superhero of Champion City.
Yeah.
And it's instantly a publicity stunt. We got the press there. He's got his publicist there. He pretty much instantly takes care of the Red Eyes and is kind of done. He was like, one and done. It was easy for him. And we start to see the character traits come out and the motivations come out pretty much instantly in the movie, where we have our three protagonists, these good-hearted people doing the best that they can, and they're kind of walked all over by Captain Amazing. They're trying to hey, great job out there, and he goes, oh yeah, well, thanks for the help, guys, good work.
Keep up the good work.
Keep up the good work.
And some of them are psyched. They're like, he said we did good work, and the other one's like, he's talking down to us. Pretty instantly after that, he deals with the pest, and then he's alone with his publicist, Captain Amazing. And you can see he's pretty much in it for the celebrity of being a superhero and not actually helping people.
Amazing triumphs at a nursing home. That's great copy, Vic. Look.
Yeah, his whole suit is covered with endorsement. He's got the typical emblem and stuff.
Yeah, he looks like a race car driver basically.
Yeah.
With all the endorsements on there. Then, the next character we really get introduced to is our main villain.
Yeah, and what brings that about is when he's talking to his publicist and stuff, they're going over all the great villains and the great bad guys he used to face, and essentially he's done his job too well.
Apocalypto's doing 50 years, Armageddon's in exile, Baron von Chaos got the chair.
And they come to this one this one villain in particular, Casanova Frankenstein, played by Geoffrey Rush in the film.
Now,
Casanova Frankenstein. Now there was a supervillain.
And he's been in jail for about 20 years now, so his style is a little bit leaning more towards like the 70s and disco and like kind of cool stuff. And so basically what happens is Captain Amazing decides that he needs a new battle, another great battle to go in and to fight against, and so he decides to go to the parole hearing of Casanova
Frankenstein.
Yep, as his alter ego and billionaire benefactor Lance Hunt, who's a lawyer.
He's a lawyer,
as well.
And wears glasses.
Yes, so obviously two different people.
Lance Hunt wears glasses. Captain Amazing doesn't wear glasses.
He takes them off when he transforms.
So, with the recommendation of Captain Amazing, Casanova Frankenstein gets released onto the city again.
Which is weird because it doesn't seem like he has any official guidelines or rules for his parole. Like they just let him go back into his villain lair.
Have fun. Who knows? All that money you had before, yeah, you still got it.
Yeah,
no
that's
worries.
cool, man.
Tools, stuff, nothing has been confiscated.
As soon as he's out, he starts a plan to get Captain Amazing trapped in his location, which comes to fruition within like 5 minutes of him being released. Essentially, he blows up the insane asylum, and Captain Amazing rushes over, and they have this really cute tete-a-tete.
Well, we've always been each other's greatest nemesis. Nemesis. What's the plural on that?
Nemesis.
Whatever.
We are shown very quickly how intelligent and articulate Casanova Frankenstein is on his own, but also by comparison to Captain Amazing.
Yeah. So he traps him in a device.
They go on a mission to save Captain Amazing, and basically we get to the end of the story. It's like all hell breaks loose. Now you kind of have the synopsis. Why is this a good film?
The comedy alone is something that's amazing. There's really beautiful lighting. There's great shots. It's shot like a very stereotypical comic book movie, but the thing is, the people in it are much more average Joes. They're much more people that are just trying to do good and figure this out.
Hey, ooh, look what I'm doing. Look at that. I'm putting 150 right on the table. Who's in with me, huh?
I don't have 150. Now, do I? If I did, I would plunder my mother's silverware.
But the whole cast, from Ben Stiller, William H. Macy, Janeane Garofalo, they even have Pee Wee Herman in it as the spleen. They're all really weird, quirky characters, but they combine well in how much they don't mesh. You know, a lot of the humor comes out of differences in ideologies and little arguments. And
okay, how about the rest of you, huh? You want to sit here and play Susie Homemaker with Captain Conundrum, or do you want to be superheroes?
You could literally imagine these same lines coming out of children on the playground playing pretend. They still seem to keep adults interested.
yeah.
You know, the dialogue isn't dumbed down. It's just youthful and imaginative, where it does bring us kind of back to being kids and playing Superman.
Yeah, so for me, that's really what works is it's kind of endlessly quotable. After you watch this film, a lot of the times people just like throw out quotes like, "What about Deathman?
Deathman is dead." It almost, I feel like it would be better placed now.
Yeah.
Some of the concepts that they were playing with back then, you didn't really see. You know, superheroes, like, what if superheroes were real? And, you know, of course they'd have publicists. Of course they'd go on publicity stunts. Of course they'd do events and things like that. You know, recently we're starting to see that with shows like The Boys and things like that. But it wasn't as common of an idea. You know, superheroes were superheroes, and of course they were here for the good of humanity, and they're good guys all the time.
Yeah.
They couldn't be anything but. Well, no. Not exactly.
Yeah, some of them are just...
less likely.
Yeah, some of them are just people trying to do their best with what they can. You know, if they have a skill, they'll use it to fight crime, you know.
God gave me a gift. I shovel well. I shovel very well.
It had a lot of like forward thinking for me in the superhero genre, and you know, they kind of call themselves out with like, it's like being the villain is much better than being the good guy. I can do whatever I want.
I killed my own men.
Honestly, I'm surprised this movie is not bigger
Yeah.
than it is. Not
Yeah.
more well known.
Yeah, and I think it should. I think that it should get a second look, especially in a market that's so oversaturated with superheroes. The humor comes from the ridiculousness of this reality, you know,
Yeah.
of super people, and yet you still root for them. You still want them to succeed because you believe in them, and in many ways you like them a little bit better because they feel like you and your friends. You
They're
know?
flawed.
Yeah.
They're not the one-size-fits-all Superman kind of character where it's like, well, he's got it, it's fine.
Yeah,
You
no,
know?
this is like, we're the only choice, we're the only people that know about this, and we have to act.
Do we all gather together and go kick some Casanova butt? Or do I eat this sandwich?
I think it's definitely worth a watch, especially if you're into superhero movies and you want something familiar, but also just kind of weird and out there.
Yeah, something new but comfortable. Let us know what you thought of the movies. Did you watch it before the discussion? Did you watch it after? Do you guys have any unsung heroes to say in movies of your own that are close to your hearts? Let us know so we can review them. And tune in with us next week as we review The Green Room. Just to let you guys know, this movie is incredibly graphic and violent, deals with some situations where there are alt-right and very racist comments made by, of course, the villains. If any of that doesn't sound like a good time to you, if it sounds like it's going to trigger something within you, feel free to skip this week or just watch our review if you need more information, see if you're comfortable with it, and then watch it. Tune in next week for The Green Room with Anton Yelchin and
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart, thank you. I always go for Picard. Very good film, and we'll see you next week.
See you then.